Welcome everyone to the regular meeting Monday, September 8th, 2025 of the Village Trustees at 6 p.m. First call of businesses. Call to order. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda review. Anybody need to add anything to the agenda?
Small topic under any other business.
Subtract executive session?
No need for executive session, but I'll explain why. It's no secret. Town of Highgate's been here. We've been talking about finalizing an MOU for the water line, sewer line extension to the airport. I am in the process of finalizing the final rough draft that I will get to Highgate for their next meeting. They'll approve it, get it back to us for final approval.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Number 4, public comment.
I have no comment.
All right, moving right along. Number 5, approve and accept minutes from Wednesday, August 20th, 2025, and from Monday, August 25th, 2025, meeting as presented.
So moved.
I'll second.
All right, we have a first and a second to accept the meeting minutes for Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. Any further discussion on those minutes?
No, sir.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Number 6, approve and accept village warrants through Thursday, September 4th, 2025.
I move we approve and accept the village warrants through Thursday, September 4th, 2025.
And I'll second.
All right, we have a first and a second to accept and approve the village warrants through Thursday, September 4th, 2025. Any further discussion on said warrants?
No, sir.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you. Number 7, Swanton Village Wastewater Department update with Jason Starr. Thank you, Jason.
Come
Welcome.
on up, Jason.
Dylan,
We'll get your PowerPoint pulled up here.
Here we go.
thank you for coming back.
You do this PowerPoint all by yourself?
Yep.
Good job. A lot of good pics in there.
I got a project for you later then.
He actually does get called upon to help Dean and a few others.
Oh my gosh.
Want to keep that PowerPoint here. Quiet.
Yeah, you do.
Sounds like it's firing up.
Yeah? No? Technical difficulties?
Oh, yeah. No, where's that little, and
Would be a regular meeting without technical
here
difficulties.
we go.
So I don't know if it's gonna,
I was
yeah,
looking
there
at
you
the
go.
little
PowerPoint
antenna.
Live, there you go.
Um,
And you can enlarge it, I think. There we go.
so we're gonna start Sue Lodge.
Or you can just do your arrow, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You can just do this one, because that's large enough now for him to talk through. So when you forward, just right there. Or I think your right arrow key on your board will also do it. Maybe not.
Is that large enough?
Big picture, little picture icon.
I think so.
Anyways.
I think we're good.
So this is our update for the wastewater plant and maintenance for this year. So as you guys know, we're in the midst of an upgrade at our plant. It's going good. We've gotten all of our yard piping done. We did most of that last fall, this winter, and then spring. We did a bypass line, that's all, we had to bypass to put a new line in because we changed out some valving. That's all done, so all the groundwork is done. Concrete is done also. We took the old microscreen room that was not being used, refurbished it. We actually took the top wood structure off modified the internals, concrete, put a wet well, installed, some tanks, I'll show you there on a coming up slide. And built a new building on top. That actually just got sited today. All the electrical is done in there, as far as they can go. They still have to do startup on some equipment.
We get the windows for that yet?
Yes, the windows are in. I'm not sure the time frame. I think the next week or two is install for the windows. The doors are in and installed. And another big thing was our centrifuge. As you all know, it passed away a little over a year ago, and we finally got our new one. Have it installed. We've run it. It's worked really well. After we figured out, it's still learning curve, but we worked some bugs out. We got it running probably 80% better than the old one. The material coming out is really nice. So that was a big step for us down there. And actually, right there, the picture to the right is the new centrifuge. What it looks like, looks a lot different than the old one. There was a lot of hurdles with that also. We had to remove and reposition one of the electrical cabinets, which was a maze of wires, we'll say. And our electricians did an awesome job rerouting stuff, getting rid of wires that no longer were needed, and then installing the new control cabinet for that on top of it. So they did a heck of a good job with that. The next slide is the curtain baffles. So this is in lagoon number 2. There was one in there, I think it was pushing like 20 years old. It had some holes in it, some shreddedness. So part of the upgrade was putting a new one in. That was done last fall. A company out of Maine came. Took them like 3 days to put it in. It was pretty amazing. I thought it was gonna be like a week or two, but they hammered it out. So that's another big step we've taken already. So that'll extend the time frame. The water sits in that second lagoon to help it become cleaner and come before it comes into the plant.
That'll make the plant run a lot less, or not less, but not as hard.
It'll help the natural process work a little bit more. It gives it a little more time frame in that lagoon rather than it's about 30 days in each lagoon. With that, I'm thinking it's probably more like 45 on that side or 50. So it gives it more time for Mother Nature to do the work before it comes in, where we have to treat it with chemicals. So hopefully it lessens our chemical usage on treating it. So, but yeah, it's nice to have that in there.
Good.
So this next slide is the concrete work to the left for the new filter building. That is all completed, the concrete work. And on the right-hand side, that's our new filters. So those are Nexium Blue Pro sand filters. So once it comes in from the lagoon, the wastewater, it'll go into the clarifiers for treatment, and then after that, it'll get pumped through these filters, which will help remove even more phosphorus. So the whole goal is to lower our phosphorus that we're putting them into the lake or discharging. So these should knock it down to about nil going out. They'll be real nice once we get them up and going. Actually, last week they started, because it's a steel building, they started putting the girders and stuff up for that building. So there's actually a frame there now on top of that foundation, and we have 4 of those filters in that, or that will be in that building. They're in there now.
Do you have a picture with all 4?
I do not believe
Okay.
I have. I do on back at the plant. I do
That's
not
okay.
on this slideshow. Do you want to go to the next one, please? So this is a bunch of stuff that we've done. The bottom left is the new filters, the new tanks we're putting in the old micro screen. So we cut the wall out and we put two brand new, 2,550 gallon tanks in there for our alum chemical storage. Right now, we only have a 4,000 gallon tank, so we'll be able to take like an entire tractor trailer load of alum, instead of the old 4,000 gallon tank, which is actually fiberglass and it's like 15 years past its life expectancy.
And that's the one in the main plant when you go
Yeah.
downstairs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so these two new ones will be nice, the new poly tanks. We also, the next one over, we moved the generator, our emergency generator. It used to be right, beside the micro screen room. But with the new line that came in, we had to move that, the new, influent line from Bell's pump station. So that got relocated, and there used to be a utility pole there, that got removed, and everything got moved back closer to the gate. And that was them moving it with the payloader. That was a little iffy there, but nothing bad happened, and we got it moved and all hooked up. The picture above that is our clarifiers, covers, that look like the dome or
Yeah.
igloo.
UFO.
Yep, it definitely looked like a UFO in that one. So, Kingsbury had a crane come in, we lifted it right off the clarifier and actually moved it around next to the storage barn. They did that so they can rebuild the clarifiers, so literally they took all of the internals out of the clarifier, put all new stuff in. Just one for now, they're still working on it, they just got the new walkway and all the internals back in. They're still a little, I think they're still trying to get it all lined up. And then they're gonna put the electrical in, and then once they're finished, they'll swing the dome back over and set it, and then pull the other clarifier dome and start rebuilding that one. The bottom right is the backboard for our control cabinets down our causeway. That was another part of the upgrade. We had some old cabinets there about 6-7 years ago. We went out with Public Works and straightened them all up because they were starting to lean some into the lagoon, some on the causeway. So we redid the old ones, but they were pretty rough. We painted them, trying to make them look a little better. So part of the upgrade was all new controls down through there. So they Kingsbury removed all the old ones, and then they started putting these in, galvanized poles with backboards, and the electricians have started, actually today, we actually energized one row over in the second lagoon of aerators. So they'll have all new controls through, new VFDs, everything, all new electrical down through there.
And we'll now have future capacity for more aerators, which we do need.
Yep, so we've added, I think right now we have 16 aerators. I think we're gonna be up to like 23 or something like that, low 20s. So we'll be able to add either quite a few more aeration into the lagoons and the primary lagoon.
It's the solid B things are floating around.
We still have some of those. Right now there's 5, but only 2 work.
Alright,
So
but those aren't the main aerators.
no. We have 5-horse driven aerators. We came up with a design using dock floats. The ones you can buy are, in my opinion, not sturdy enough.
Okay.
So we came up with a design quite a few years ago with angle iron and boat floats, the dock floats. So we have 3 of those floats under them, and you can actually dock our raft next to it. We built the rafts so they can attach to it, and you can work right on them. So if we have to change a motor, you don't have to just like be leaning off the raft to fix it. You can actually go right on there and unbolt the motor, or if you have to rerun a wire. So,
Sounds good.
yeah, so we'll have capability to add more in the future.
Which
So,
we're gonna wanna consider, cause the more movement you have, the more Mother Nature does its work, and the
Yep.
less sludge you end up with.
Yep,
Yep.
yep, keep it all acclimated, and the bugs will do their trick, and hopefully less sludge settling.
Yep.
So that's about it for slides for, wastewater plant upgrades. Now onto the maintenance. So we've done a bunch of maintenance, at our own plant, me and Dylan. So this year, the UV racks, we were starting to get down. There were like 24 racks total, but like probably 12 we couldn't use. They had broken cables, the pins where they plug in weren't working, so we budgeted, we got a quote, so we sent them out and had them rebuilt this year. So now we got 24 brand new racks, all refurbished. So the company came, reran the wires to the cabinets. So we should be set with those. We also installed new UV lights in them. So on our disinfection, we should be good for the next probably 5 to 6, 8 years before we have to either replace bulbs or anything major with that. Also, Foundry Street, we didn't have a lot of storage over there for stuff. We had a couple back rooms, but with the upgrade, they turned into electrical rooms, so we lost our capability of storing stuff there, and you don't really want to store stuff next to a breaker box, just violations, and you're going down a wrong road. So we budgeted, we had the BFA building trade students build us a shed for over there so we can store like our samplers, spare pumps, rakes, shovels, anything like that. So we had them build that this last school year. We picked it up this spring, had it delivered, so that was another upgrade we did. And also over at Foundry, we had fiber run over there for the phones, but it was overhead. A couple years ago, 2 years ago, we had a new roof put on that building, and it was an overhead fiber line. And with the upgrade, everything was going underground. So we had that relocated from an overhead pole into a conduit and ran it underground and into the building. So now, like if they had to come in with a Vector, they could never get too close because the lines were hanging down.
Right.
So we had that moved.
Has power been moved yet?
Yep, Dwayne moved it over when we went to the new transfer switch. Our electrical department rerouted the power from overhead to underground also. So everything's underground in conduits now, and a lot better. Looks a lot cleaner too around
Yep.
there.
I was gonna say.
And then our maintenance department, I do what I can when I have time to and help the guys out. Josh Packard, Nick Williams are our two maintenance guys. They're actually really great. They take the initiative with a lot of stuff I don't even know about. They'll come here, do whatever they need to do, or if Diane or anybody, Dean, Dwayne calls them up, asks them, they're really good at reaching out and helping. They'll eventually let me know, yeah, we went over and did a clogged drain at the complex or whatnot. So they've been good assets to have in the maintenance department. So a couple things we've done. So that left picture was a fan for the water department. Their high lift pump, the VFD box, was overheating. So I went down and found that the fan was non-functional anymore. So we took it apart, ordered a new one, installed it, got their pump back up and running, their VFD. The next picture is from the hydro. That's one of their rotary strainers. It was on unit 3, so that's the cooling water for the generator. And it was just worn out. It's been band-aided up for quite some time. When I was over there 8-9 years
It was
ago, it
Band-Aided.
was
Still
we
Band-Aided.
did some patchwork to it to get it through, and it worked, it held, but it finally was on its last legs. So I worked with Dan Chevalier, and we ordered a new rotary strainer. It took quite a few weeks to get it built and shipped, but we got it, and now it's over at the hydro. I think they relocated it. They ended up having to swap out in the meantime because they couldn't wait. So that's over on unit 1 now. And then I think they're waiting for an electrician to come to finish hooking it up. But that was another thing that we did. Actually, Nick and Josh took the lead on that over there, worked on installing. Next slide. And then Foundry Street again. Foundry Street's had a lot of upgrades over the last 2 years or so. So that's our grinder over there. So all the wipes and other stuff that come down the sewer line gets ground up before it goes into our tank. That was installed, I wanna say like 2000 or 2012, I think that grinder was installed. It was time, so I ended up sending it out and having it rebuilt. They did a good job rebuilding it. It was pretty worn. I have some pictures of it. The teeth are not there anymore. It ended up just being a disc spinning at the bottom ones. So probably in the next 5 to 7 years, we'll have to replace that with a new one, but it's cheaper to get a rebuild than it was just to purchase a new one. The other slide is the fiber we had relocated from an overhead to an underground. That was at our Foundry. So here at the complex, I worked with Vermont Construction Company. We had the hose tower here on the building, vinyl sided and wrapped. That was one of the vents on the backside. It was pretty much dust. There was, they brought it down, they showed it to me. They ended up rebuilding, or not rebuilding, they ended up building us a new one. That thing had served its purpose, and I don't know how it stayed in there without falling apart. So I had them rewrap and vinyl side the hose tower, so that should be good for quite a long time before anybody needs to go up and do maintenance on that. Also, the jet outs over the electrical and public works garage doors, those were starting to look pretty shabby too, so we had them go through and side those and reflash them.
Nice.
Yeah, they look a lot better. It's funny because at first it was like, oh, they don't look bad, but then once they got the hose tower half done, it's like, wow, those look really bad. So
After a while.
yeah. Some more stuff we did here. The compressor that does air for fire department and like public works. We had an old compressor. We'd redone the bearings in it, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and it was just an old compressor. So we had replaced the other old one, probably 4 or 5 years ago. So we decided to replace the other one. So we budgeted and had ordered the same one we replaced. So we have 2 Marin compressors over there that keeps the air for the brakes on the fire trucks. The sprinkler system keeps that from going off with the air. So that was nice to have 2 like brand new compressors in there. Above that can't really see it good. We installed a welding hood for public works or maintenance, whoever needs. So when the guys have to fab something up, there's a welding hood, so they can weld right under there. It'll pull out all the fumes, so when you go out in the garage, it doesn't smell like smoke or burnt, whatever. So, and it shoots it right out the back of the building.
High marks on that from the
Yeah.
safety inspection, by the way.
Oh,
Definitely.
so that was a fun, actually, little project. Also that, Foundry Street, we installed a cage for the back, or not a cage, we put a safety ladder and a safety like cage around it. So if for whatever reason we have to get out of there and you get locked in, you can climb up there and not have to worry about falling down over the side of the stairs down the railing. And then another big project we've been working on for like a year is cameras. That's actually up at the reservoir. We have cameras up there right now, recording, so if anything goes on, we can go up and pull the footage off the cameras. Right now, we have cameras down at my plant, at the wastewater plant. They're installed, they're not hooked up, we're still working on hooking them up. Swanton Beach and the water plant and Foundry Street. We're getting there. It's been
And
a pro-
Marble Mill as well?
they're not installed yet, Marble Mill. We do have the boxes and everything. You just gotta,
Find the time.
yeah, find the time and get stuff going, like,
Yep.
one at a time instead of everything at once, so.
Yep.
And then there's future, plans to install cameras in other spots throughout the village.
Yep.
So, this is a breakdown of the work orders and corrective, action we've done from start of the year, start of 2025 up until, Saturday or Sunday is when I shot this. So, the corrective actions are things like that broke, and we fixed. And these are the numbers, so wastewater, we had 16 of those throughout, from the start of the year, from January 1st till now. Water treatment, 19, so, like, the fan on the VFD, that's not like a preventive maintenance thing, that's something that broke that we had to fix. So,
I
9
think
things.
You mean 9, right? You said 19.
Oh, 9, sorry.
Okay.
9. Hydros had 15 unexpected stuff that needed to be corrected, and 32 here at the complex. So our regular work orders, that like our monthlies are the next section. So, wastewater, we've had 325, PMs we've done so far this year. Water treatment, 300, hydro, 900, and then here at the complex, 225. So,
And an example of that would be something like as simple as the exit signs,
Yep.
AD.
yeah, the batteries for like the exit signs or the emergency lights, those will come up every, like, 6 months, 9 months, year, like every year, they'll come up saying, okay, change the batteries, and, the emergency lights in the conference room, so we'll come in here and we'll swap them out. So that way we know if there is an outage and we need them, they're gonna work.
Right.
So, there's all sorts of stuff. The hydro has a lot, they have a lot of moving parts over there that need to be checked constantly, so that's
Oh,
why
I'm
they have
sure,
so
yeah.
many. And there's still stuff that breaks, like the road restrainer, that was not it has a PM list, it does have PMs on it, but when parts are worn and
Right, exactly.
stuff's worn.
When it breaks, it breaks.
Yeah,
You know,
so,
you can do all the preventive maintenance you want, but if
Yeah.
it breaks, you gotta fix it.
But really good illustration. And,
Oh, absolutely.
You know, as a reminder to the trustees, maintenance used to be under Dan Chevalier, and these two got together, as good leaders do, and said that Dan's shop right now has quite a bit going on. Not that yours doesn't, but it seemed to be a good fit in terms of of things here. So Dan still oversees any maintenance that's up at Hydro, but in particular for this location or others, you've done a great job taking the lead on that, so it's
Yep.
appreciated.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
definitely.
And for all the naysayers out there that say we do not do maintenance, look at those
Almost
numbers.
1,800.
Yeah.
Almost 1,800 year to date.
In fairness to those naysayers, we've never put into a PowerPoint like this, so it's an educational tool.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's it for my slideshow, and if you guys have any questions or
No, that's
about
great.
wastewater maintenance,
It's an impressive upgrade, improvement
yeah,
there.
yeah, we're trying. Yeah, and we have our growing pains, so.
And all the
but-
contractors are still working well with you and with each other and.
Yep, actually, I was working with electricians today, running the power to the causeway, figuring out which, since we have more space, which line of aerators are running in which box, and are these lines long enough, we're gonna have to splice them on, so I was out there all afternoon with the electricians, working with them, they're a good set of guys, so.
Good.
Yep, and, the buildings are coming along, and
Splicing just
concerns,
means a
or-
big junction box? Or the-
so that was another thing we added, before we had just conduits running across to like the lagoons, and then we had fence posts and we'd hang the wires on that ran out to the aerators. So we did a change order, we ended up having junction boxes put down the causeway. So now we have conduits running out of those junction boxes out to the lagoon, so that's where all the wires go. So each row will have like a central location, so it's not gonna be a whole bunch of wires running down fence posts on the side. That'll make it easier too, so if we're doing weed control, like mowing them, like the cattails, we won't have to worry about hitting electrical wires, cause we're gonna know all the wires coming out to this row run right here, so we can skip that little section and go on, so we can tidy it up around the lagoons now.
Any concerns around the project at all, or?
No, not yet. Probably once they start showing us how to run stuff, it'll be a little concerns, but
No,
no,
that's
so
good.
far so good.
Yep, good. That's good to
Yep.
hear.
Pretty good.
Jason, who takes care of our sprinklers? Probably Ray.
Yep, Robbie Rain.
Mhm.
Yep. He came in the spring and serviced them.
He was just in the building,
Yeah, it
and did
was just-
some final updates
Yeah, I
here
was gonna just say he was in here not too long
Yeah.
ago.
a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Okay. Good job.
Okay.
Thank you, Jason.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everybody else.
Have a good day.
All right, number 8, review and sign wastewater plant upgrade line of credit document.
So this is something that was approved at the last meeting. This is just the signature of those documents. And do you have those?
I do.
Okay.
So, motion for that.
Oh, we need motions. I'll move that we will review and will sign the wastewater plant upgrade line of credit documents.
I second.
All right, we have a first and a second to sign the wastewater plant line of credit documents. Any further discussion on so documents? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried to sign wastewater plant upgrade line of credit documents. When documents are ready. Move on, or we do documents right
Yeah, we'll
now?
sign it,
Do
yeah.
documents later on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Number 9, AMI project update.
Lynn, are you on?
Yes, I am.
Okay, take it away.
All right. So, we're partially through our AMI and we're running into some problems. Billing was, as of Friday, about 2 weeks behind. Right now, Lori worked over the weekend and got most of cycle 4 done, and she was able today to get cycle 4, most of it out. So both cycles 3 and 4 went out today. But we're still, I would say, reading wise, we're still probably a week behind schedule. We're hoping, I'm hoping by the end of September we're caught back up. We've got, we're probably a little less than half of our electric meters installed. I'm not 100% sure where we're at with water as far as the number, because we went from 2 crews down to 1 crew to install water meters. But we're still having trouble. The 3 softwares are still not completely integrated. And our billing software was the one that was taking the lead on scheduling our weekly meetings, and she kind of dropped the ball on it. So Dwayne and I last week got a hold of the project managers that are through VEPSA. And then I followed up again today on we need to get these back on track. So they're trying to get the meetings rescheduled, but they were kind of like saying, well, Swanton's done. Well, Swanton's not done. And Swanton's having issues. So we had to kind of put our foot down a little bit and get that, to get those meetings back on track so that we can get some of these bugs that we're coming into rectified, because it's hard because which software is not working, and but we'll get there. It's just been a little slower, I think, than what some were thinking it was going to be. But it's I'm finding our billing software is not as good as right now with the AMI. So once this is all deployed, we need to sit back and think about whether or not we want to stay with that software vendor or not, or if we're going to be better served with a different software to deploy, to have the AMI, and then after this the AMI, the customer portal is the next phase to this. So once this is done, we will have, the meter reading data. Our customers still won't. That's the next phase after that, where they'll be able to have a portal. So before we get to that step, we really need to look at the billing software, because the billing software will drive most likely where we do our customer portal from. Because some softwares they're proprietary and have their own customer portal that they work with. And then others you can marry up with a different software. So, but overall, I think it'll be good once it's done.
Just getting
we went through a training for Aclara, 3 days of it. So that part of the software looks nice. The reports we can generate are going to be really good. So that's where we're at right now.
What can we as a board do as far as helping resolve any delays in meetings? I mean, can we put some muscle behind it for you?
Well, the next step that I've got with it is Bill hasn't been really involved with this up until now, but I looped him in today on an email. We'll put him into it too, and see if that will help. And then if Dwayne and myself and Bill can't get it resolved, then we would we'll probably have to come back to the board. But I'm hoping that it'll be moving forward. So
okay, yeah, whatever we can do. I mean, we need this done, and if you folks aren't getting the service needed to get it done, then we're running up the ladder.
yeah, I mean, we ran into it seems like our billing software, it's almost like the day of our weekly meetings is the day that they decide, oh, yep, we're going to do this, and that was the only time they were touching our stuff. So we've called them out on that.
Yep.
And we've really been putting pressure, and especially and even with the Empower, which is our GIS, You know, we've just like been calling them now as we run into issues and not waiting. I mean, those weekly meetings are great, but we're finding that it seems like nothing gets done outside of that Monday morning meeting. And that's where we, you know, Dwayne had to kind of come down on him, and I did, and so did our consultants.
Okay. Bill, you know the thing. Running up the ladder if necessary.
Absolutely. Yeah, Dwayne's close to retirement. He has been pretty vocal and taking the role of getting angry.
Good.
Yeah.
Do we know what percentage we are at with the meters, water and electric versus installations?
It's like we're at 700-ish water. Electric, I don't know. Are we halfway yet? I know you mentioned that.
I don't think we're quite halfway.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Routes 11 through 17 have been changed out for the most part. And Lori kind of had Dwayne put the brakes on because we were running into some difficulties and we got behind in billing. But like one day last week, they installed 80 electric meters. So they can get a lot out in a day's time if everybody's not having to get sidetracked with other projects out of the electric department.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome.
All right, moving along, number 10, our favorite subject, the Ormond Croft Hydroelectric Generating Facility Dam Repair Update.
Yeah, so a lot of things going on. Primarily today was the first day. The debriefing on site was 6:30 this morning with PC Construction. They are there, they're mobilizing, the crane will arrive roughly Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, and then they'll start. It could take up to 3 weeks, including demo, but they believe it'll take about 2 weeks to completely remove it. So we are cutting it in about 10-foot sections. Of course, that means 10 foot by 30 foot, still a lot of weight. We're looking to donate it to farmers, many of whom so far have said they don't want it. I think we've got 4 sections that we've donated, that's it. So there's a lot more that's available. We will be keeping the area where there was a tear and the year 1 blistering repairs as evidence in pursuit of any possible litigation against the engineering firm that we bought it from. So that's happening. Annual plant shutdown starts on September 22nd. We'll go for 2 weeks. A multitude of things that I'll describe as we get closer, but a lot of different upgrades that we have to do. You know, Jason lived at that shop. It's the same thing. It's an aging infrastructure that needs a lot of tender loving care, and this 2 weeks affords us the ability to do that. While all of that is going on, we're navigating several things with FERC, Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, and ultimately with the state of Vermont. So we will start many layers of immediately but methodically researching next steps. So we will have our own engineers, experts, our own in-house hydro experts, so Celeste Fay, H.L. Turner. They will start the process with us for an alternatives assessment, go through that, design what we think might work, do a comprehensive RFP process with interested firms, all while navigating whether or not FERC and the Agency of Natural Resources will allow us to utilize that technology before we go out to bid. It will take longer than we want. At the same time, we have a meeting this week with VEPSA. To be clear, we're in the middle of a drought, and we have been for a while.
Yep.
We would be purchasing the same power even if we had a fully functioning dam right now.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's not still a massive problem, but the drought is the drought. We do have a meeting. What we have to do now is explore bundled purchases of energy, both looking at 100% renewable and or not. I've explained, I think, to you before. We got one shot. We get out of the 100% renewable market, we're out of it forever. That's it. and there's no getting back in. So
Okay.
you'll have in front of you probably fairly soon what that looks like, but we will have to entertain in all likelihood a 2-year in advance bundled purchase of power, which will be quite expensive. And a lot of it's still a guessing game, because when we flow in the spring, we're still gonna produce 60 to 70% of our normal power. It's not like we don't generate. Many people would love to have that generation that we still will possess. It's just not gonna be as good.
Right, it's not as continuous. and
Yep.
spread out.
At the very same time, we have FERC sent us a letter today. We've acknowledged it and we're on it. We have until October 8th to submit next steps for relicensing. So all of that is continuing to happen at the same time. One of the options is we ask for, there's many options. We'll put something together by the next meeting for all of you so that you're well informed, but a lot of options in front of us. This is gonna be about as complicated a situation as we're going to encounter for next couple of years. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
What an opportunity. I mean, there's nothing else. Just as much as we want this fixed tomorrow, we got one shot to get this right. So it's got to be methodical. It's got to be well thought out, and you got to think about the very long term. And
For sure.
not, and then you add on all of that, all of the other grants that we're looking for, and all of the other vital repairs that we need for exciters and things like that up there. There's a lot of work to be done. So that's what I got for hydro update.
A lot of demand for electricity on the way.
Yes,
Sorry.
Yep. True enough.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. And number 11, Bill, village manager update.
This is gonna be brief. So at the last meeting, you all reviewed and signed off on the elementary school SRO contract. And I could not formally name who was taking that position, but it's Chad Parra. He had not done his resignation letter from his former job, so we couldn't name him because that hadn't been accepted yet. So he's already started in that role, and in fact, some good reviews out of all 3 schools so far based on that interaction. I think it's really good. And again, for us, it's a force multiplier.
Yep.
We get somebody year 2 and 3 paid for 100% by the school, and during the summers or any other time when we need additional resources, we have that resource. So it's a good thing.
Thank you, Chad, for coming back.
Yep. Electric, we talked about AMI. The only other thing I think you're probably aware, a lot of call outs lately for outages. So we had a blown fuse on County Road on Saturday, a broken pole in front of the Catholic Church on Sunday. It just, a lot of broken poles, a lot of outages lately. So they're getting, we're getting hit from every end, from pretty much every department. Public Works. The dry hydrant near Johns Bridge was installed on August 28th. It's got excellent flow. I think it's 920 gallons per minute.
Nice.
When they tested it and during a drought. So it's going to be much better than that. So that it took 8 hours to install. They got to do a little concrete work. They got to install some bollards and do some painting. But that's going to be a good add, a good project for the fire department. All done by our Public Works. 100% grant funded, so no cost to anybody. They're continuing work on the sidewalk project. As much as we hoped to get all the way down past Furman that way, I can guarantee you we'll get down to in front of St. Marie's.
Okay, that is the worst section.
That's the worst section. We will get that done. Here's an example. We had interviews today. We did final interviews for the open public works position. We'll make a selection. It's pretty much finalized. I can't name the person yet, but really good crew. But during that interview, in a 5-hour span, they had a sewer call out, a water call out, and a couple other, it's just, so it's every day. It's very hard right now to concentrate on one thing because of all the things that are happening within the village for that kind of stuff. So they have 3 more insertion valves that we must do by the end of the year. You can install those pretty late as long as it's not too frozen. You can go into November. But We'll be able to hopefully announce the name at the next trustees meeting, which will be about time they start. This person has a significant amount of water and heavy equipment experience. So kind of exactly what we're missing right now to complement it. And if the interview is any indication, any one of those four that we interviewed today would have been great. So it's a really really good sign.
Good.
And that's all I have for now. That's all I have. Every shop is crazy busy. Lynn hit it, but kudos to everybody out front, because this whole AMI thing is everybody is chipping in every single day, and it's just one little subset. It does not matter where you look in the organization right now. They're firing on all cylinders and dealing with shit head on. I know I'm not supposed to say this stuff head on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wastewaters.
that's true. That's true.
Let's see. Okay. Any further questions or discussions? Okay. It looks like we're at the end.
The only one thing I've got, I know we talked briefly a month, 6 weeks ago about the island on Jones Court. I still would like to look at removing it. I had a conversation with Public Works, and it would be greatly appreciated, especially in the wintertime, to get around and get their equipment through to plow Jones Court. The secondary issue is the amount of,
Stuff that collects.
yeah,
That's
So this is
Head
right.
towards your front lawn after that?
Is this
Yes.
right in the
Yeah.
entrance?
Yeah.
right at the entrance,
Yeah.
yeah. And my understanding is if the village owns the road, then the
We
village
do
can
own
do what
that.
they need.
Little piece.
So, I did talk with Public Works, they are all in favor of removing that island.
Is there what is the purpose of it?
I don't know.
I think it was supposed to be aesthetic. I think they were
Flower
going to put flowers there,
Flower
and I
plot.
think that it was also a place for the kids to stand for the bus.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, but it's really, has become a collection.
It has become a collection. And, like you said, a couple, 3 meetings ago, we're looking to make sure that there's
Yeah.
areas where we're not having this issue.
Mhm.
And, it's.
Do we know of any residents of Jones Court that would have heartburn over the removal of said island?
Just the one or ones that are putting their
The
stuff
stuff
there.
out there.
What do you mean stuff?
They're like,
Free?
Free pile.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
free
basically a
pile.
free pile that sits there for 30 to 45 days unless,
All the other free pile
Which,
islands.
goes back to the ordinance that I'd like to
yeah.
How's that coming along?
look into.
All right, fair enough.
So,
Don't,
but, and you can,
How wide is this thing? Because I know, I've
Isn't
been
it
by it a
as big as
million
this?
times. but-
probably 8 feet,
Okay,
8 feet, is
Yeah.
it that long?
and how long?
15,
Quite long,
is it tiny?
actually.
15, 20 feet.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, and, we can wait 30 days, give Jones Court an opportunity to call in and,
Or come
know,
in and say
come
they
in and
don't want
say,
it, yeah.
yeah, exactly,
We'll
I'll,
put it on the
I'll
next,
gladly give them 30 days, but
we'll put it on the next meeting.
are we assuming there's nothing underneath it and you're saying it would have to be paved?
yes, there would be, yeah. Public Works said they would bring in a little bit of hot patch.
Yep.
Well, that's a good question. It may not have a base.
It may not have, well, yeah, it may not have a base, it may just put some crushed stone down and,
And Public
Yep.
Works does have a lot on their plate right now, trying to wrap up.
Yep. But this is something they would definitely support, or definitely want to do and would do before snow flew.
Right.
So, because it's important for them to be able to get their equipment through. They have a challenge where they're digging up lawns and, on both
Well,
sides,
people would
so.
just stop breaking their water and, having sewer problems, they can get the sidewalk done,
I
so
know,
stop messing around with your stuff.
Well, it was
people, I'm just
one of
kidding.
them again today, actually 2 of them today were in Gallup Court. So again, it's another reminder, I know
Yep.
people don't wanna hear, we have to do
We have to
Dewey
fix
and
it.
Gallup Court.
We do.
have to,
we do.
Yeah,
it's just
we have to
Agreed.
set
maddening not
the
to
money
upgrade.
aside, we'll have to
Yep.
figure it
Yeah.
out.
So, that's all I had.
The only thing I have is that the second round of the Hometown Heroes banners is closing on the 15th of this month at 4 o'clock when business hours end. And so if you want to be included for Veterans Day, please make sure you come in before then.
How many are you up to now?
Oh gosh, I should have known you were going to ask, but I didn't.
Just a ballpark, I'm just curious.
70?
Nice.
In total or just new for the
New.
dance wave?
No, this way. So it would bring us up to 170.
Wow.
Great job wherever I go.
Yes.
When people find out that I'm affiliated with Swanton, that's what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The whole beautification, the downtown, but the banners just makes it pop.
Yep.
A lot of great feedback.
I'm all done, yeah.
Okay, in that same vein, I'd like to give a couple of thank yous out. The girl that's taking care of the flowers, Linda, is doing a great job. She's out there at nighttime, making sure they get watered, and they look really great.
She's on overtime right now.
And big thanks, I know this has been a long time coming, to the Bartomeys and Suzanne Washburn and the Czech Swan Chamber for the finale of the new Swan Pond. It looks great, and I want everybody to appreciate the generosity of all these people that were involved. The Brennans putting the pond in, and I'm sure Chad and Sam would thank us for it.
Absolutely.
And don't forget the set meeting is coming up the 18th.
18th at
That's gonna
5:30 here
be
in this
here.
room. Yeah,
This time, so.
yeah. Great guest speaker, Ted Brady. Great organization, Vermont League of Cities and Towns. He's their director. He's going to be here to talk for about 25 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. And other than that, I thank the crew that, our crews that Bill's been talking about, because everybody's been real busy this summer with a lot of unexpected projects. So, but we'll get through it.
You want a definition of team, you come here.
It's true. For example, because we left it out, we have a couple more team openings. Could have a good teammate right there.
Yep.
Every meeting you're here, I'm gonna weave it in somehow, and that was a natural. That was natural. So if you want to be part of a great team,
Next academy is in January.
I'll keep you in mind. So,
I don't think you will actually. You keep saying that, and I'm not seeing an application.
yeah.
We gotta have a deadline here. Your deadline's October 1st.
Right, so we can get you into the next academy in January.
How's your 1.5 mile run? Pretty good?
Ooh, I'm out of shape, so it'll be a walk.
Brisk walk.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay,
Part-time academy, no PT test.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That changed.
lowering the bar, making it easier.
Will we adjourn?
Yeah. All right.
6:57.
I'll second.
All right. We have first, second to adjourn this meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you all.